So my association with the club began in 1969. Back then, females weren't allowed in lifesaving, so the females' roles were primarily fundraising and helping out with barbecues, slice the tomatoes, wash the lettuce, that sort of thing. Very much a female role. In 1982, females were permitted to join the surf club here at North Caloundra.
I first started as a nipper in 1980, and interestingly enough it started in the same year that ladies were actually allowed to get their bronze and patrol the beach.
There was some men that weren't very keen on the idea.
It was very much a male-dominated activity, a boys' club, and the boys were fiercely protective of that boys' club. And they had been going for probably 80 years at that stage without female involvement.
Probably, yeah, no one likes change, but it's always happening.
They were stronger, they were macho, they could deal with the surf and whatever the sea threw up at them, so to speak.
When I first started, you'd probably see more women working behind the canteen or in the kitchen.
Probably 8 of us who had had no active role except as nipper parents. We decided we'd do our bronze, and well, there was definitely a lot of resistance, and as a consequence we had to fight pretty hard to get any sort of facilities for the girls. Back then, this clubhouse had been built and was officially opened in 1977 with no indication that females, or in fact junior activities, nippers, were going to be a part of the scene in the future.
Well, I joined the club as a nipper in 1980 as a 5-year-old nipper. We didn't have any shower toilets or anything like that, or even dorms or anything to stay in. So, there's quite a lot of Sundays we're down here building showers and toilets just for the girls to use. That was probably the big turnover for us, that we could have our own shower and toilet. And it just kind of like built from there, just a lot more women came in. I was the first female club captain. That was when I was about 20, I think I was, 21. And then from there, just kind of like we just got more and more involved. I think more females were allowed to come in more, and that's how it all went.
I grew up in the next era, which I was really fortunate because I had a lot of trailblazers go before me. So they really set things up so that it wasn't such a major transition in terms of the life-saving type of side of things. There certainly weren't a lot of women doing patrols, but there were women involved. Probably when I started, the hardest contrast was in competition, because that had not been expanded.
I think when we started, and we were in nippers for 7 years, so yeah, my daughters had to compete against the boys to be in team events basically.
And so there were some events that you had to, if you wanted to compete in that event, you had to actually compete against the guys, or you had to compete, it was just an open women's race. So myself as a 13-year-old was competing against women that were 18, 19, and so yeah, that was a bit of a challenge.
I joined the club as a nipper parent in about 1988. So I got my bronze in late 93, and I think about 2 weeks later there was a all-women's carnival on at Alexandra Headlands.
And it was only probably after an inaugural all-female carnival in 1993 at Alexander Headland that there were enough competitors in the female ranks to be able to run separate events.
they had the state titles at Maroochydore, so I went along to that, and that's when I picked up this award for the women's beach sprint. It was a third place, and it's a plaque because at that point in time it was not an official event. But of course it's now changed. There's team events for all the girls. The girls have separate events now. It's great.
Whereas now it's everyone does everything, and it's really 50-50 on the beach. It's as many women that can compete that men do.
I think women are definitely growing in numbers in surf lifesaving in general and in the competing side. So I'm currently involved with rowing the surf boats.
We're fortunate that that's a very open pathway now. So everyone can serve in the capacity that they really, where their heart's desire is.
It just proves that lifesaving caters to everybody.
Honestly, the thing I love about lifesaving is that there are so many pathways. Whatever skill you have, there is a pathway for you in lifesaving. It's not about your gender, it's just about everyone wanting to serve the community.
I came across to Dicky Beach when I was maybe 14 years old. As soon as I joined Dicky Beach, I was sort of welcomed with open arms. It's very much a family-orientated club. And being one of the sort of a smaller club compared to some of the bigger clubs on the coast, everyone sort of knows each other. And everyone says hello in the morning, or yeah, it's a really great club to be a part of.
It's always home, if you know what I mean. Like, it is always home here. Just the whole atmosphere around the club, it's a very tight-knit community here. It makes help you grow into a better person, I think, when you're involved in such a great club.
Sort of being a family club as well, like, it's not a bad thing. Everyone sort of knows everyone's business and heard that I was probably not in a good place. When I was training at the surf club when I was about 15, I've been here since I was 15 training, one of the coaches there saw that my family situation and where I was sort of by myself wasn't the best for me, so they invited me to live with them. They had a spare room downstairs, and it was amazing. Like, I felt like I just had this family, which was lovely, something that I haven't really had before. Them taking me in gave me stability, somewhere to live, food on the table. I guess a big red and yellow family. Everyone sort of helps everyone out.
Look, I really could not enumerate what I've gained from being a member of Dicky Beach. And the friendships, my goodness, there's a group of us still now, probably about 24 of us, and we first met each other in the 60s, and we're still very strong friends now. You don't get that in a lot of other organisations.
They've helped me out, and yeah, I definitely wouldn't be where I am or who I am today without the Dicky Beach Surf Club.